You can eat healthy, you can train, you can sleep right, you can diet perfect, and if your protein is too low, your body will not release the fat. Let me say this again. If your protein is too low, your body will not release the fat.
So after the 6 weeks of taking fat out during weight rejection, they just add it back in. Do you see why that's important?
Yeah. Can't you continuously get strong?
Yeah.
No. In no world does that exist. All I want you to do is stay on the plan that you're on, remove what I'm asking you to remove, replace if we need to replace something with something, and stay on that plan. Now, if I say drop the fats out, what that means is the fats that you're eating on your plan, they get out of there. Guess what we did? We did the cool thing of Titan check-ins. Hello, everybody. All right, so I wanted to jump on and talk to you guys about who did the Titan check-ins. Some of the great stuff. Let's start with that first. Wow. Some of you guys are doing incredibly well. And I just want to reassure you, the guys that, here's the thing. If I say, hey, you're doing perfect, don't change nothing, that's a good sign. That is a good sign. That means that you're doing things right, and you're not destroying your body. You're putting on muscle, you're getting rid of fat, you're building up the strength. These are all great, great, great things. And so hopefully you guys are okay with that. I know that a lot of times people want changes. And sometimes, mostly in the health and fitness world, it's a long process. So if we got your body working right and it's moving, the change is the body changing. So this is great. So stay with that. For some people that had some issues, here's something that people do. You make it tougher. I'm going to make this the most simple thing in the world, because I know that for me, what has helped me do this for as long as I have is keeping it simple. Let me say it again. Keep it simple. So that's the one thing that I'll always do, is I will keep this the most simple possible changes for you. That way you guys can continue to get better, and make the changes that you need to make to get better. Now, with that being said, I notice that some people, and again, this probably happens, is that you try to make it more confusing than it is. If I say, hey, drop the fats, that just means drop the fats. So you got your nutrition plan. We have it set. You're not going to change anything except dropping the fats out. Now, if I say drop the fats out, what that means is the fats that you're eating on your plan, they get out of there. Now, if you're taking in some kind of proteins that also mix in, like Greek yogurt or something like that, that has, if it's got fat in there, usually Greek yogurt doesn't, but that's a hypothetically something in a sense that you're eating protein that is not a fish or poultry or beef protein. It's something else, and you've got to take out the fat. Just replace it with fish. That's the easiest way to do this. Make it simple. And the reason why I am changing and taking out your fats is because you're still heavy, and you're working so hard. And what you're doing is you're still just storing that body with fats that aren't necessary right now. Okay, so I don't need to go back to the studies or go to the internet to study this stuff. We already know that if you're fat, we don't need to load you up with fats to get rid of your fats. We're just going to get rid of the fats, and those are going to come off. So we're going to keep it real simple for you guys. Now, with that being said, now, most of you, if you're in the Titan crew, then that means you're automatically on the Titan meal plan. Now, if that is so, the changes I'm making to your plan is my specific change for you individually that nobody can comprehend. No, we're not going to print out a program for that. This is going to be so advanced for you individually for a short period of time. All I want you to do is stay on the plan that you're on, remove what I'm asking you to remove, replace if we need to replace something with something, and stay on that plan. Just jot it down, put it in your notebook. You guys got your notebook right next to your desk all the time. And you're just staying on point with that. And then we get back to the meal plan after that. So there's a reason I'm taking you off of that onto something else, to get your body going in a direction I want it to, and then we'll refeed it after. So that's my way of talking to you guys and getting you guys fully understanding on what we're doing. Yeah. So Perfect. You're great. I'm glad you're here. Just take out the protein. Don't worry about the Titan meal plan. Don't worry about that. Just stay on your proteins. Take out any kind of fats that we have in there and stay on the calories, which is going to be less calories because we're taking out your fats. And that's it. That's pretty much it. But again, if there's anything confusing to you, like if you're eating a handful of peanuts for your protein intake along with your fats, then just replace that with your fish again at that point. Okay? I love it because you're working your ass off. You're working really, really hard, and I don't want you to be frustrated by not seeing the changes that you deserve to see. And you're going to see these changes now, even more so. Okay, so I'm glad you're in here seeing that. Again, this is the second Titan check-in with the elimination of the 8,000 that we had. And again, it was 3 times as packed. Let me say that again. 3 times as packed with not even, I guess it would be 0.2 of the Titan crew that we that saved through the purge. So it just shows you again how society is. The majority of society is going to be sitting in the stands watching, complaining, writing on their phones, oh, you suck, yeah. Where there's a small percentage of you guys that are putting in the work, and I freaking love that. I love that too, because you know what? This stuff means a lot to me, and I saw Jordan Peterson talking about this. Never throw pearls at swine. And that just means I don't want to give that knowledge away to everybody, because I don't want the snowflakes to use my knowledge. I really don't. I'd rather you warriors and the people out there that are waking up going, hey, I want to do something today. I want to make it a better world. I'd rather you guys use the information that I'm teaching, and then because you guys will pass it on in a correct form. You know, you'll go, hey, this worked for me. This is what's happening. And you guys keep moving better and better and better compared to the guy that goes, oh, his program didn't work for me. You didn't even do his program. You did it for 1 day. So those are the people we don't want there. Magruder's here too. But before I go to Magruder, I want to go here. So you are working your butt off as well. These are all, I'm pulling a lot of these Titan crew members on here because they are working hard. The thing I have with you is this. You are working so hard that we, at this stage, we need to start refeeding you in a couple of weeks. And that's why I'm going to have you do, and I'm pretty correct on this, I think, that I have you doing the dry out. You're on the blitz, and I think we're taking down a couple times, and then we're going to do a dry out twice and really fill you up. And then we're going to take you off that section. And so when I say to you guys, so you don't, when I say something, it's completely different than the majority of society saying the same terminology, because my level is not the basic, it's not the average. So when I say that we're going to pull you off the cutting and we're going to start putting some strength and a little bit of size on you, that does not mean that we are blowing you up to 200 pounds. Okay, so my thing is for you individually, we're going to fill you up, fill those body out, because you're, I think, around below 120. And so I just want to put a little bit of more muscle and roundness to that body. And so after this fill out, we're going to do and work on that instead of keep trying to slice you down. Okay. All right. So again, another one that is working their ass off, doing it up. Your protein was so low. I just didn't like where your protein was. You're working so hard. There's a certain point, I think majority of society don't even know this. You can eat healthy, you can train, you can sleep right, you can diet perfect, and if your protein is too low, your body will not release the fat. Let me say this again. If your protein is too low, your body will not release the fat. Okay? So it's a wild thing. So that's why you'll see a lot of people that stay away from protein, they feel like they're getting fatter and fatter. But I'm losing weight, so it's a good thing. But they're getting actually fatter and fatter because what they're losing is body weight. It's the muscle they're losing because the muscle's not getting fed. And so that's why I want to bring that protein up to 250 for the day and you stick on that and watch your muscles fill out. And this is what I love. I love when I make a small change and the individual is now taking in more food and they start cutting up even more. And they're like, wait, I don't understand. You upped my calories, took me off of cardio, and now I'm even slicing up even better. Well, you're not overtraining. We're feeding the body properly so it's not trying to feed off of the muscle and store the fat, which is your body trying to stay alive. So this is a great thing. So you're going to be able to crush that and do that. Get to it, start it up. My man, Scott right here. Big Scott, you are on the 30-day blitz. You are crushing it. I know that. No check-in. Push it through. I think most of you know that I fly out and Mona flies out. And actually, Jeffrey is flying out as well. Is this your first trip? Whoa. So this is technically the first Titan Series appearance trip for the team. But more importantly for me, as someone that's in, creating this empire over here, it's cool to have the team flying with us, and our first Titan Series appearance. So this will be great to have that banner up there and us down there, and Mona posing on everybody. You heard me. I did.
I like this question.
James, keep doing it, man. You crushed it, man. I so wish some other people, I won't say their names, but there's 3 of the Stooges. I wish those guys would really level up to your league. So keep doing what you're doing, brother. You're a savage. Also, great photography, man.
So after the 6 weeks of being fat out, do I wait for check-ins or do I just add them back in? Do you see why that's important?
Yeah. So I think this goes back to what I first said. You guys are getting to know me. And I think most of the people in the Titan crew, I think somebody said today, everybody in there is a kind of, but I'm going to keep it real simple. So this is kind of like you could answer this yourself in a sense. If I asked you to make a change, there'd probably become a point where you come back and go, hey, so this is how that change happened to my body. This is what happened. I did the 30 minutes of cardio that you said. I switched the program like you said. And then I'll check back in with you at that point. What I wouldn't recommend is that you do the change and then just go back to what you were doing. There's probably a reason I had you do the change. And then we'll reassess by looking at it after a good period of time. So that's my recommendation. And this is a metaphor. I know the question is up here, but it's a metaphor for anything. Guys, if I'm telling you to do something.
It's not this. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's anything in that realm. Okay, so check back in. That's what the check-ins are for. And I know that, again, I keep trying to say this and I'll make it real simple. Check-ins are important for everyone. For everyone. Especially the ones that kind of disappear, because it's then at that point it's just making sure that you stay on the plan, and that's what we all have to kind of do. We got to stay on the plan, and it kind of keeps you accountable, I guess you would say. And so like what I was saying about Scott down here doing the 30-day blitz, no check-in. I know what he's doing, and so he's a one-on-one, so I make sure that he's on it, and so I'll send him messages. But again, even for him, I've heard less from him because I know that it's tough. And when it gets tough, that's when you really got to check in and just kind of say, hey, I'm still here. I'm still pushing. I think this is the one where she checked in and I wanted to make sure that we were reversing out. Was that?
Yes,
that is her. Okay, that's what I thought. Jess, we did put another response behind your check-in because I think what we are doing, and if you can, mark it here, is that we have you reversing out. And if I am correct on that, what I would like to do is continue the pattern that I put down today and keep trying to pull you back and hold you back a little bit, less workouts, not less workouts, but less intensity, less cardio, a little bit more food. So when August 1st comes around and your body's recovered And I'll go into that with everybody here. What does that mean? Body's recovered. Can't you just continue to diet forward? Can't you just continue to get forward?
Yeah.
Can't you continuously get strong?
Yeah.
No. In no world does that exist. In no world does that exist. You go through a training cycle for 8 to 12 weeks, and then you recover, and then you go again.